Section 1, containing the introduction and Chapter 1. Introduction of Regulations for the Order and Discipline of the Troops of the United States. Part 1. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Recording by David Olson. Regulations for the Order and Discipline of the Troops of the United States, Part 1, by Baron Friedrich Wilhelm Ludhoff Gerhard Augustin von Steuben. Introduction. Regulations for the Order and Discipline of the Troops of the United States, to which is added an appendix containing the United States Militia Act, passed in Congress May 1792. A new edition, illustrated by 8 copper plates, accurately engraved, by Baron de Steuben, late Major General and Inspector General of the Army of the United States, 1794. In Congress, the 19th of March, 1779. Congress, judging it of the greatest importance to prescribe some invariable rules for the order and discipline of the troops, especially for the purpose of introducing a uniformity in their formation and maneuvers and in the service of the camp, ordered that the following regulations be observed by all troops of the United States, and that all general and other officers cause the same to be executed with all possible exactness. By order, John J., President. Attest, Charles Thompson, Secretary. Extract of an Act for the regulating and governing the militia of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, passed June 11th, 1793. And be it further enacted by the authority aforesaid, that the rules of discipline approved and established by Congress in the resolutions of the 29th day of March, 1779, shall be the rules and regulations of discipline to be observed by the militia of this Commonwealth, except such deviations from said rules as may be necessary by the requisitions of this act or some other unavoidable circumstances, and every officer receiving a commission in the militia shall immediately provide himself with a book containing those rules. Regulations, Chapter 1, of the arms and accoutrements of the officers, non-commissioned officers, and soldiers. The arms and accoutrements of the officers, non-commissioned officers, and soldiers should be uniform throughout. The officers who exercise their functions on horseback are to be armed with swords, the platoon officers with swords and espadons, the non-commissioned officers with swords, firelocks, and bayonets, and the soldiers with firelocks and bayonets. End of Chapter 1. End of Section 1. Section 2, containing Chapter 2 through Chapter 4. Chapter 2 of the Regulations for the Order and Discipline of the Troops of the United States, Part 1, by Baron von Steuben. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Chapter 2. Objects with which the officers and non-commissioned officers should be acquainted. The officers and non-commissioned officers of each regiment are to be perfectly acquainted with the manual exercise, marching, and firings, that they may be able to instruct their soldiers when necessary. They must also be acquainted with the drills, discipline, and police of the troops, and with everything that relates to the service. The commanding officer of each regiment is to be answerable for the general instruction of the regiment, and is to exercise, or cause to be exercised, the officers, non-commissioned officers, and soldiers whenever he thinks proper. Chapter 3. Of the formation of a company. A company is to be formed in 2 ranks, at 1 pace distance, with the tallest men in the rear, and both ranks sized, with the shortest man of each in the center. A company
Sample complete. Ready to continue?